Hello, and welcome to another episode of County Perspective, the show that focuses on Frederick County government, local programs and events, and a community that you live in. I'm your host, Brandon Rosa, and thank you for joining us. Now, over the past few weeks, Frederick County has been tackling COVID-19 by moving vaccinations forward to the public. Rental assistance programs are becoming readily available for county residents, and Parks and Recreation has their eyes on a new park in Emmitsburg. Let's jump right in today's top news stories. County Executive Jan Gardner held a public information briefing on March 4th to provide her weekly update on vaccinations for COVID-19 in Frederick County. Although the weekly number of new cases in total has declined, hospitalizations remain high and continue to be higher than they were in spring of last year. In the first week of March, Frederick County received a record number of vaccine doses with the help of Johnson & Johnson's new vaccine. The Frederick County Health Department is currently vaccinating Group 1A, 1B, and people in 1C based on the year they were born. If you're not eligible yet to receive a COVID vaccine, you can pre-register to get on the waiting list. Note that the Johnson & Johnson vaccine requires only one dose. The two other vaccines require getting a second dose. After your first appointment, you can register for your follow-up vaccine. If you would like to track the percentage of Frederick County's population who have been vaccinated or see updated coronavirus statistics, visit frederickcountymd.gov/COVID-stats. In a public information briefing on March 9th, County Executive Jan Gardner shared good news that will help Frederick County residents who have a reduced income due to COVID-19. Executive Gardner announced the expansion of the county's rental assistance program. This program will allow the county to help people in need of rental assistance for a longer period of time. It also provides help with utilities. The Religious Coalition's Executive Director, Nick Brown, has a few words to say about the need for assistance in Frederick County and how his organization will help with this program.
For a number of reasons, we want to avoid seeing anyone hit the street, and this was the coalition's mission before COVID, and it's going to stay it afterwards. But it is much more problematic. A number of ways having a family touch the street, and a longer path getting back to housing. So wherever we can stem any threat to homelessness, it's going to be that is the primary goal here.
The Rental and Utility Assistance Program will open to applicants starting at 8 a.m. on March 15th. Frederick County residents can apply online through the Religious Coalition's website at www.rcehn.org/rental-assistance-program or call 1-800-220-9528. Frederick County Executive Jan Gardner and Mount St. Mary's President, Dr. Timothy Traynor, announced February 25th, Frederick County government will develop a new North County Regional Park. This park will be located between Emmitsburg and Thurmont on land the county purchased from Mount St. Mary's University.
We are pleased to have offered the 152 acres for this regional park and to have the county as a great partner in understanding the importance of athletics in human development. Thank you so much for being such an excellent partner in our shared commitment to expanding access to sports and recreation opportunities and fostering the growth of youth sports in the region by locating the park adjacent to Mount St. Mary's.
The 152-acre property will be next to the campus on the east side of US 15. On both sides of Motter Station Road. With county parks attracting over 3 million visitors last year, County Executive Gardner believes that this land will help Frederick County meet a growing demand for space to recreate and provide much-needed park amenities in northern Frederick County. Currently, the parcel is zoned agricultural and features both forest and open land. A concept plan funded by the university shows the potential for multiple sports fields, walking trails, a dog park, and other features for active and passive recreation. Keep an eye out for public input into the park's design. Are you looking to pick up food for you, your friend, your family, or a loved one? Have economic hardships made it difficult this year? For any circumstance you're facing, Frederick County now offers food distribution locations throughout the county that are available for all county residents. Take a look at this video that tells you how a new food distribution mapping app can lead you in the right direction.
The food distribution map is a creation of our Geospatial Information Services Department within our IIT, or Interagency Information Technologies Division. Created a web map that lets us show to residents, those in need, and casework agencies where food distribution is available in the community. I would describe my role kind of as the lead advocate between the partners, because I saw and heard clearly from the nonprofit and from the foundation community, we're looking for how to wrestle with this problem and how to figure out who's doing what, where, and when. That kind of is at the intersection of my world with 911 and emergency management every day. So I felt bringing the Geospatial Information System team, Austin Williams and Linda Worthen and Chris Corbelli and the whole county team together, we felt we could assemble something that would make a difference.
When we started to create the map, the biggest goal we all had collectively in the room was to make sure that people were getting food and that we were doing it in a way that was collaborative and holistic and looking at the county, and that there wasn't big gaps. We worked with these pop-up shops, we worked with the traditional food banks to map out and identify gaps and holes. Through these conversations, we had more and more agencies start to join these conversations so we could all figure out holistically where food needed to go and where food was. At that time, the county started to join some of our conversations, specifically around with Jack Markey from Emergency Preparation of the county. Jack and his team presented us the idea, the vision of this GIS map that would show in one coordinated place all the food banks. And we almost thought it was too good to be true. And then a couple months later, Jack and his team came back and said, here is what we put together. We pulled, the Frederick Funders group pulled all the food groups back together again, and we all went through a presentation to learn about how this amazing tool works and what this means for our community. What we're seeing in COVID is a lot of new families that have never had food insecurities before are finding themselves in this place where now they need to go and seek out food. And what this does is it allows all the nonprofits to coordinate together and promote one central place. That one central place you can go to figure out where you can get food, where you can donate food, where you can volunteer to support giving out food. So the more the nonprofits can start promoting this one central space, the churches can start promoting this space, the more that it will gain attention and start gaining more and more efficiencies.
This is an example coming out of our history in our community is very strong. And so the Community Foundation, Osherman Foundation, there's always been a spirit in Frederick County of people wanting to help others. Part of crafting a bright future for our community is to make sure that history doesn't get left behind. As the community grows, as challenges change, it's really for us to continue finding those opportunities to work across governmental, nonprofit, voluntary efforts. It's just part of keeping the community growing strong.
Don't go anywhere. We have plenty more coming up on County Perspective. Welcome back to County Perspective. I'm your host, Brandon Rosa. In just a few moments, we will take an in-depth look on how the county is mitigating the spread of COVID-19 with vaccinations. But before we do that, let's take a look at our cute pet of the week. Phantom is a busy boy who can always be found somewhere close to his people. Aside from being incredibly social, Phantom is an effective guy who enjoys being held and sitting on laps. When he's feeling more energetic, he prefers playing with his toys and running and jumping around. He is best suited for owners with cat experience and older children. While he's not a big fan of other cats, he seems to be okay with dogs. To learn more about Phantom and the virtual adoption process, call Frederick County Animal Control and Pet Adoption Center at 301-600-1546. Frederick County is working hard to keep everyone safe and stop the spread of COVID-19. Every week, Frederick County is offering vaccinations to our local residents, vaccinations to our emergency responders, frontline workers, senior citizens, healthcare workers, and more. Curious what the process will be like when you're eligible? This video will give you an inside look.
As you can see behind me, vaccinations are underway in Frederick County. When you arrive to the vaccination clinic, you'll check in with registration, who will determine your appointment time and eligibility. From there, you'll move on to a healthcare screener who will ask you a few healthcare questions. Then it's time for vaccination. You'll be seated for your vaccine, and then you'll continue to wait for 15 to 30 minutes as necessary. To determine if you're eligible for vaccine in Frederick County, please visit our website. A list of necessary credentials for verification are available as well. Currently, we're accepting state ID as well as employer verification, including an employee ID badge or a letter from your employer. If you're interested in receiving the vaccine, the best thing to do is pre-register on our website. This will help us determine your eligibility and also allow us to reach out to you when it's your turn to schedule your appointment. Pre-registration does not guarantee you an appointment, but allows us to reach out to you when it's your time for vaccination. Vaccination appointments are made online. For those without internet access or those who need assistance, please call our call center at 301-600-7900 or 301-600-7905 for Spanish. Help us spread the word. Please offer to help your friends and neighbors who may not have internet access or may have technology challenges to ensure that everybody who wants a vaccine will receive one.
Looking for something to do in the next few weeks? Well, Frederick County has plenty of activities to keep you busy. Check out some of the great programs that the county departments are offering. To find more virtual events and programs, or for more information, log on to the county's webpage. It's frederickcountymd.gov. Now at the end of our show, we like to mention a few recent events, along with things our viewers should keep an eye out for in the upcoming weeks. Frederick County Public Libraries offer virtual programming, curbside pickup, wireless curbside printing, and more. And just recently, FCPL has begun offering free public Wi-Fi outside of their 9 public branches and 2 bookmobiles. The public can now have easier access to FCPL's tools to empower the community. You don't need a password to join the Wi-Fi, just search FCPL on your device. Recently, County Executive Jan Gardner unveiled a new online interactive tool called Balancing Act that allows the public to request what they want to see in the fiscal year 2022 budget as a way to promote open and transparent government. Executive Gardner said Balancing Act is an exciting tool that leverages new technology so residents can help to shape the budget. She added, "How we spend our tax dollars should reflect our community's priorities. Balancing Act offers a fun way for people to express what they value and learn about the many difficult decisions that are required to develop the annual budget." This new software will give the public the opportunity to consider specific funding requests and decide how they would like to divide limited funds among these requests. The beginning of next fiscal year starts on July 1st of this year. The Budget Office has received more than $65 million in budget appeals from county divisions and allied agencies. If you want to see how Balancing Act works, watch the short video online at frederickcountymd.gov/budget and on Frederick County Government's YouTube channel. If you want to participate in Balancing Act, visit frederickcountymd.gov/budget and click on the Balancing Act survey. Now remember, Balancing Act will be closed on March 19th, so get on there and tell us what you would like to see in the upcoming fiscal year budget. Also, don't forget to participate in the online budget hearing on Monday, March 22nd at 7 p.m. The public hearing will be broadcasted on FCG-TV Channel 19, in HD Channel 1085, and online at publicinput.com/L2708. You can participate by phone by calling 855-925-2801 and entering meeting code 9391. Well, that's it for this episode of County Perspective. But don't forget to follow Frederick County on social media in order to keep up to date on important news and events. We'll see you next time for a fresh look from a county perspective.